Hi, this is Craig Kahn from Kahn Interactive Group, bringing you another episode of unscripted tips and tricks and strategies for your lawyer online marketing. In this episode, I'd like to talk about something that I obviously get asked all the time, and that is how much do you charge? And what I want to talk about today is the big conflict of interest that exists in most of the fee arrangements for companies that manage other people's online advertising, specifically their Google Adwords or pay-per-click accounts. So the conflict of interest is that a lot of people have a fee that's tied directly to the amount of money that's being spent by the advertiser or the lawyer. So they may charge 10, 15, 20% of the amount spent per month, and that is the amount that's being spent directly with, let's say in this case, Google AdWords. Now the big conflict of interest and the big mistake there is that there's a problem whether the amount of money is increasing or decreasing. I'm going to take one side of the coin, then I'll go to the other side. The first one is if the money is decreasing, and that is that there's no incentive for the person managing the pay-per-click account to save you money on your Google AdWords spend because their fee is going to drop. So, for example, you could have keywords in your account that are causing a lot of clicks, but they have a terrible click-through rate or conversion rate. They're, in other words, not producing any real leads for you. But it's in nobody's self-interest to make sure that account has been combed through and all keywords that are doing that are either paused or worked on to make them profit-producing keywords or case-producing keywords. You could have websites in your content or your display network that are getting a lot of traffic, but again, nobody's clicking and converting for you and producing a filled-out form or a phone call, and those sites are just taking your money, and those should be cleaned out of your content or your display network campaign. So those are just a couple examples of what a thorough manager would do to clean the fat out of your account, but who would have a conflict of interest if their fee was going to go down by doing so. On the other hand, let's say, for example, that you have an account. I know this is an extreme example, but let's say you have an account that has one keyword in it, and it's a nationwide account, and you're spending $50,000 a month for that one keyword. Okay? If I was to charge a percentage of that spend at 20%, that fee would be $10,000 a month. So that would be the amount to manage one keyword in a national campaign. Now, obviously, it wouldn't take that much time at $10,000 a month, so if you're just looking at this solely in terms of time spent, it could not be justified. It could be justified if the value that's being brought to the table by the person managing the account was such that it was worth $10,000 a month. That's possible, but probably not likely. So having a fee tied directly to the amount of the spend is really not a completely rational way to determine what the fee should be. Similarly, if your account was spending $1,000 a month and you were averaging, third place on your keywords, and you begin to do well through the person's management skills with your pay-per-click advertising, and you raised your budget, but the account size did not change at all. You just wanted to move up your position, your placement, so that you'd get more clicks and more cases or clients. There's really no justification for the fee going up as well. Anyway, so I'll get off my soapbox on why there's a conflict of interest and the big mistake. I'm sure you can understand now why I'm so against fees that are tied directly to the percentage of the spend. What we do is we look at the size of the account and determine what the fee should be based on the size of the account and the value that we bring to the table. So while I can't give you a specific fee in this video, I can tell you that the fees are competitive. Obviously, we're not competing based on price. We're not competing to be the cheapest provider because we think we bring a lot of value to the table from years of experience in doing this, and some of the things that we do that the other companies don't do, as well as the fact that I'm a lawyer, which I think adds value as well. So the fee is a flat fee. It's charged separate and apart from the Google AdWords spend, or whatever pay-per-click search engine we're using, and it needs to be determined on a case-by-case basis. So the way to find out is to let me take a look at your account or what you'd like to do, and then we can give you what the fee would be for managing it. I would also like to add that I don't want to be paid a fee if I'm not producing a substantial return on investment for that management fee. And it is an investment. So just like the advertising, it needs to produce a healthy ROI, and whatever I'm charging or we're charging to manage the account, if we're not either saving you substantially more money than without us managing the account through cutting the fat out of it, or we're not increasing the results that the account is producing for you, thereby paying for that investment many times over, then it's not worth it for you to have us doing it, and maybe not worth it for you to have anyone doing it. So I have no interest in collecting funds for your account if we can't produce, if it's of no value for you to have somebody doing it, and if we're not doing a good job in one way or another for you. If you could manage it in the same manner as us and produce the same results in 5 or 10 minutes a day, then you probably don't want to have anyone managing it. It's just not worth it for you. But that's unlikely. I'm using that as an extreme example. So that's the big mistake, that's the big conflict of interest, and that's the answer to the question of how much do you charge for your services. At the end of these videos, I often add something about something going on in my life, or sports, or whatever, just to bring some personality to the video. In some of these videos, if you've watched historically, you saw that I had a broken arm. I'm out of my cast, I'm out of my sling, and I'm in rehab. So it's an exciting time for me to be able to use my arm and get going again with that, and I'm almost there. So that's big news. And I also talk about sports sometimes, talk about the Browns in these videos, and I think for now I might not talk about them anymore because there's really nothing to talk about that's positive. So I don't want to put you in a negative mood like I'm in if we go down that path talking about that subject. So leave it at that, and good luck with your online marketing, and I will talk to you next time.